Nvidia continues to show why it is an AI leader. On today's episode, we are going to take a closer look at this recent report where Nvidia showcases why its products, ranging from the H100 to its recently announced L4 product, are the best choices for machine learning workloads. So let's get started. And I think this is a great segue from last episode that I released about an hour or two ago, where we did see how numerous news outlets were trying to do a clickbait of why Alphabet was trying to combat against Nvidia, where I don't think that's the case. But here we're going to continue to learn more about these AI workloads. So let's get started. So we see that this article came out today on April 5th of 2023 and is titled "Nvidia Takes Inference to New Heights Across MLPerf Test." For those that are not familiar with MLPerf, I'm pretty sure it stands for Machine Learning Performance, and this is a third-party benchmark which is used to measure various AI performance and different workloads. Today, another release of the benchmark came out. I believe the previous one was in September of 2022, but this most recent benchmark highlights Hopper delivering 4 times more performance than the A100. Nvidia comes out saying that, hey, the next level of generative AI requires new AI infrastructure to train large language models with great energy efficiency. So obviously customers are building AI infrastructure with tens of thousands of Hopper GPUs connected by Nvidia's NVLink and InfiniteBand. They do mention that the latest MLPerf results show Nvidia taking AI inference to new levels of performance and efficiency from cloud to the edge. So first, they start off talking about the H100. And for those not familiar with Nvidia's H100, this is their core product, the data center GPU that Nvidia recently announced. These are being used to create massive amount of infrastructure solutions. For example, the DGX H100, which is used to power numerous super cloud computing giants. So they do mention that specifically Nvidia's H100 Tensor Core GPUs, the one we were just talking about, running in DGX H100 systems delivered the highest performance in every test of AI inference. Before we go any further, I want to thank you for watching, and I need your help to reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. Also, if you want some fantastic insight into the semiconductor industry, join my other channel, Semiconductor Investing and More, where I use my electrical engineering background to break down the semiconductor market. Finally, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for their subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode. The company does mention that, hey, even though we did release these products a few months ago, thanks to software optimization, the GPUs were able to deliver up to 54% performance gains from their debut in September. So they actually made it to the previous benchmark test of ML performance, and now they just made it to this 3.0 benchmark. And they're saying because they are working so strongly in software optimization, even though it is the same hardware, they're able to increase those performance dramatically. I think that's pretty insane, that up to 54% performance gains in certain software workloads. So here we can see the various different kind of workload solutions. One of the ones that is being used for the healthcare industry is this one, 3D UNet. And they do mention in healthcare, H100 GPUs delivered a 31% performance increase since September on 3D UNet, the benchmark for medical imaging. So again, they continue to showcase this software optimization and how they can continue to improve their hardware even though it's already a few months old. They also mentioned that the Hopper architecture excelled on BERT, which is a transformer-based large language model that paved a way for today's broad use of generative AI. And again, we can continue to see how it outperforms the A100 in various use cases, especially here in BERT. Now they also talk about a second product, right? And this is the L4. I actually mentioned the L4 in the previous video as well. The L4 is a Tensor Core GPU. This is mainly used to kind of accelerate a certain specific type of workloads like efficient in video, AI, and graphics. So while the H100 that I was just talking about is more for a general purpose, Nvidia has also created this L4, which is meant for specific workloads, mainly in the artificial and machine learning workplace. They do mention that Nvidia's L4 Tensor Core GPUs made their first appearance and are over 3 times the speed of their prior generation, the T4 GPUs. Another great thing to know is we are hearing a lot of news of all these different types of accelerators, and unfortunately not all accelerators are made the same way. And Nvidia mentions thanks to their support for the key FP8 format, L4 GPUs are able to run all of ML performance workloads, while certain accelerators in the market right now might only be able to run some. Like I mentioned, the L4 is a brand new product, so it was pretty amazing that they were able to get it into that benchmark. This was just released about 2 weeks ago during the GTC event. Nvidia also showcases the power of cloud, and I do want to say there might be certain investors or certain tech enthusiasts that might say, hey, it might be better to run cloud systems on premise or to run data center servers on premise opposed to the cloud because you will lose out on certain performance gains. And here we can see that on BERT, that large language model, Nvidia reported that the H100 DGX systems delivered up to 96% of their maximum local performance. And the only reason that it dropped compared to the local performance was because they needed to wait for the CPUs to complete some task. They also mentioned that on certain workloads that are only GPU dependent, like a computer vision, they were able to hit the full 100%. So in my opinion, this kind of just showcased that, hey, it's great to go remote, it's great to go cloud. Now they also talk about one more system, the Nvidia Jetson Orin. And for those that are not familiar, this is their AI solutions for not the data centers, but all other types of robotics. For example, if you are a big company that's developing maybe some form of autonomous robots to do things like food delivery, food pickup, or things in that location, you might want to use NVIDIA's Jetson Orin chips. We can see various places where this embedded solution is being used. One of the main places would, like I mentioned, would be robotics, but other things would be like medical imaging systems or some form of sensors or cameras and so on and so forth. Agriculture technology, even some form of transportation. So again, the Jetson Orin is pretty good embedded system for various robotic solutions, and it also made its way into the ML performance. They did mention that separately, the Nvidia Jetson AGX Orin system delivered gains of up to 63% in energy efficiency and 81% in performance compared with the results a year ago. So I do know that this episode was probably a little bit more tech savvy than normal, but I think I try to break it down a little bit more for us as common investors to understand that, hey, NVIDIA's AI performance continues to be a great lead for the company. And we also saw the various different solutions from their most core product, the H100, to their recently released, the L4 Tensor Core GPU, to one of their lesser named product like the Jetson Orin Nano, which is a great embedded system that can be used for things like robotics. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.